Can you get richer quicker investing in crypto than you can otherwise by investing in the stock market? Guys, this is a profounding question that I have been asked several times by viewers on this channel and other people that I know in my personal life. And it is a good question to ask. So let's jump right into this discussion, because this is something we want to nail down, because we want to help you create generational wealth for you and your family. Now, a few stats about crypto versus the stock market. So the stock market has been around for over about 200 plus years, guys. So it's been around a minute here. It's older than all of us have been on this planet. And if we look at crypto, crypto was founded basically with Bitcoin being that granddaddy, that main token that was founded back in 2009, guys. So we're talking about less than about 15, 16 years around that time period where the crypto market has been around versus that of the stock market. Now, when you look at that, we are comparing the stock market to the crypto market. We're talking about a 10 times the age comparison. So that means that the stock market has been around so long to where it's been standardized. It's been widely accepted, widely adopted, traded everywhere on the planet, guys. You know, you have the New York Stock Exchange, you have the S&P 500, you have NASDAQ, you know, you have the S&P 500, then you have other things like Russell, all of those things right there, which comprise of the stock market. You have US 30, things of that nature. Or for my futures traders, you have YM, I call it Young Money, guys. But that being said, when we dive into some statistics comparing crypto to the stock market, I want to tell you some interesting facts here, guys. As of the recording of this video right now, the crypto, and I'm looking at my sheet here because there are a lot of interesting stats, guys. The crypto market is around about $3.3 trillion in market cap. And when we look at the crypto market in totality, we see that Bitcoin has been ranging, bouncing between 104,000 all the way up to 110,000 at times. And there are some estimates, some bull case estimates that Bitcoin is going to 2x by the end of this year, 2025. Guys, that is an amazing return on your investment. In fact, when you compare crypto to the stock market, oftentimes what we'll see is an enormous return on your investment in a shorter amount of time compared to a smooth out return on your investment with the stock market. And that is because the stock market is so large in terms of market cap. It takes a lot more money to move those assets, guys, so that you can see that return on your investment. And so with crypto being so young, that essentially means that there is so much more, guys, so much more opportunity on the upside for you to create generational wealth for you and your family. That's the reason why people are starting to turn to investing in crypto. And with crypto, you have so many sectors, guys. The same way you have sectors in the stock market, there are many, many, many sectors in the crypto market, such as gaming coins, AI coins, real world assets, RWA tokens. You have utility tokens that, you know, were created for a purpose. So like XRP, for example, there's a lot of hoopla about XRP, and I'm a believer of XRP as well, like I was with Bitcoin in the early days in 2009. And we see where Bitcoin is now. It started off way less than where it is now. And I bet you those people that bought Bitcoin back in the day in 2009 just spent $1,000 on it. Whew, man, they are sitting pretty, guys. They are sitting pretty. Now, let's jump into some more statistics about crypto. So like I said before, it's bouncing between about 100. I'm going to call it 100 even though it's around 105-ish, you know, bounce to 111,000. That's still a wide separation of price as far as the volatility of that asset is going. And so if we continue to look on at some more statistics here, we're going to talk about the top 10 cryptocurrencies that you can actually invest in that will probably bring you a lot more money than you would otherwise make investing into some stocks. Now, first on the list, we have the granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin. At the time of this recording, Bitcoin is sitting at around 105K. Guys, like I said before, Bitcoin can shoot up several $1,000s in a day. So don't stick a pin in this price to be exact, but this is around the average that is sitting right now at the time of this recording. Then number 2 in line, you have Ethereum, guys. As you all know, Ethereum has its own blockchain. A lot of meme coins back in the day, particularly the last massive bull run, which occurred back in 2020, that time frame, 2020 to 22 time period, They actually made their home on the Ethereum network. What does that mean? So essentially what that's saying is on the Ethereum network is the blockchain where a lot of those tokens made their home. And so, you know, if you invest in ETH, which is the short name for Ethereum, then you basically make a lot of money because people are transacting, using that for fees to transact to buy other cryptocurrencies that live on that Ethereum blockchain. So right after Ethereum, guys, number 3, we have Tether. Now, Tether is a stable coin. Think of it as a reserve of where you put your crypto that you transacted and you want it to be stable. You don't want it to fluctuate, guys, because crypto market is very volatile. You put it in the stable coin. That's essentially what Tether is. That's all it is, guys. Number 4 is XRP. We started off talking about XRP. Guys, I'm not going to dive into all the wonderful things that are going on with XRP, the court cases and things of that nature. That'll be saved for another video. Just know that XRP is paving the way for a lot of financial institutions to dive headfirst into crypto. And then number 5, you have BNB. That is the Binance network, Binance chain, just like Ethereum is. So basically with the Binance chain, it's just another chain from Binance. That's BNB, guys. All right, number 6 is Solana. Solana is one of those tokens, guys, that people counted out, and it is climbing back up the ladder, guys, in terms of market cap, rivaling some of the most notable cryptocurrencies that have been around for a minute here. And then if we go on to number 7, we're looking at USDC. That's US digital coin. So basically what that is saying is that is another stable coin similar to that of Tether. Then we look at Tron, number 8, Dogecoin, which is a meme coin, number 9. And then last but not least, you have Lido, Stake, Ether. Now, why am I bringing all of these things up, these statistics? It's because the point I want to drive home, guys, is that crypto is early. If you have $1,000 and you invested into a low market cap crypto token, then you could potentially see a 10x, 100x, 1,000x return on your investment quickly, guys. Sometimes in some cases overnight, guys. You can go on the internet and research instances of where people put $1,000 into a crypto project at lunch and instantly became millionaires. Now, that is the exception and not the rule, but it's possible, guys. That is very unlikely in the stock market, guys, because the market cap is just too doggone high, guys. And so the secret in making generational wealth, and when you compare crypto to the stock market, is finding low market cap coins, guys. Low market cap, investing your money in it, and then you have more potential to see that investment go to the upside and a greater return on your investment. Now, one of the things I want to dive into now next is looking at some more interesting statistics when you compare the stock market compared to the crypto market, guys. And one of those things that's important is to look at, you know, what are the projections, guys? What are the projections in terms of where your money in terms of investment and generational wealth is going to get you by investing in crypto versus stocks in the short term and in the long term? So I'm reading some statistics off here, and we look at the stock market. We see that major components that make up the stock market is the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, guys. The New York Stock Exchange is valued at around $28 trillion with a T, guys. That is $28 trillion. That's the New York Stock Exchange. So as you can see by itself, the New York Stock Exchange is actually worth more than the whole crypto market combined, right? And the current market cap for the stock market is around 52 trillion. And can anybody guess what the market cap is for crypto right now? And when you hear this, it's going to all make sense as to why I keep preaching on this channel that crypto has a better opportunity to provide you with generational wealth anytime now versus the stock market. So if you guessed anything south of 10 trillion, you were correct. So as I mentioned before, the current market cap for the US stock market is 52 trillion, guys. And the market cap for crypto is 3.3 trillion. That is a massive difference, guys. And just remember, when we talk about market cap, we're talking about how much money moves the asset. How much money does it take in order to move the price, guys? And so the higher the market cap, that essentially means the more money you have to invest to see any meaningful return on your investment. Now, let's continue on, guys. So we talked about the New York Stock Exchange making up the U.S. stock market. We can also talk about the NASDAQ as being a part of that as well. The NASDAQ actually makes up a part of the U.S. stock market. And then as far as crypto, let's look at the major players for that. The major players for crypto are Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other alt and stable coins. And like I mentioned to you before, Bitcoin by itself just holds about $2 trillion. Now, you know, that number can fluctuate based on where Bitcoin's price wants to hang out at any given time. But for the most part, the average market cap for Bitcoin is about $2 trillion, guys. So we're talking Bitcoin. I'm making a point now. Listen, y'all get a chance, sit down, pay attention, because you're going to learn something today. Bitcoin is sitting at around $2 trillion in market cap, guys. The overall crypto market is $3 trillion. Give or take some change. And then the current market cap for the stock market is 52 trillion. So if you invest in crypto, you can very well make it to that goal of yours of creating generational wealth a lot quicker than you can investing in the stock market. Now, let's look at some bull cases for 2025, because that's what y'all are interested in. This is gonna bring home the meat and potatoes to show y'all that crypto is where it's at, guys. I'm not knocking the stock market. The stock market is tried and true. It's been around for hundreds of years. Like I already told you at the beginning of this video, the stock market has been around 200 plus years. Crypto's only been around 15, 16 years, but you are still early in crypto, which means that you can create enormous upside for your investment in crypto. So here are some statistics. So the bull case for the stock market, if everything goes correctly as planned in terms of growth projections is concerned, is seeing a 56% growth in the overall market cap for the stock market. That essentially means we're looking at seeing the stock market go from $52 trillion, guys, to going to, I don't even believe this number, guys, but I'm gonna read it to y'all because these numbers are just mind-blowing, guys. $5,556 trillion in market cap by the end of 2025 for the stock market. And then for crypto, we're looking at it doing basically going up to guys, this is amazing, up to $67 trillion. I like to see that when it happens, but you know what, those are the facts, guys. Those are the statistics, so we're gonna roll with it, guys. But the point is, you see that you are still early into crypto, no matter which way you shake and bake it, guys. Now, if we look at the bear case for crypto, it's saying that, oh, well, crypto will only go up to a measly $45 trillion, guys. $45 trillion? Holy smokes, guys. Holy moly. Talking about in return on your investment. Now, let's talk about some key differences in terms of what could potentially influence the price of crypto versus the stock market. Because remember, this video again is showing you why you are better off getting you some crypto, guys. Not financial advice, just telling you how it is. You're better off getting you some crypto, guys, as opposed to putting all your eggs in one basket investing in the stock market. So we look at this, we see the major key drivers are rate cuts by the Federal Reserve. Now, there's been a lot of uproar and talks about, you know, the federal interest rate being cut to stimulate the economy. But then, you know, you got the federal chairman, Jerome Powell, who is basically sticking to his guns, guys. He's standing with 10 toes down saying, nah, guys, we good. We don't need to cut no interest rate. Whereas the current administration is basically on the sheet of music saying, guys, we need to cut these interest rates and we need to do it fast, guys. I don't want not one, not two. I want 3 or more basis points cut in that federal fund rate. And that way we can go ahead and get this economy shaking and baking so we can get things moving to make these folks some money. However, the downside to that is potentially hyperinflation, and that's something that no one wants to see. No one wants to see that. We've gone through a couple of years of inflation, and we see where that has gotten us. So it's a delicate dance, guys, a delicate juggle, if you will, of what needs to be done there. But nevertheless, rate cuts is something that is potentially going to impact, or it will, should I say, it will impact the price of the stock market going forward, the projections, as well as that market cap and the overall bull and bear case for the crypto market. So if we look at some more drivers for growth in these markets, we can see the AI boom. Everybody is talking about AI taking jobs, guys. Now, I'm of the opinion that you have to, if you're not expanding, you're not adapting, you're not growing to conform with where everything is headed, you're going to get left behind, guys. That's what's going to happen. So I personally am a fan of AI because it makes our jobs easier. It makes investing easier. It makes research easier. It does all of those things to help you in your life to make it easier. Yes, there are going to be some casualties of having AI being implemented, and such casualties could include loss of jobs. That's true. That's a true statement. But anytime you have developments or enhancements in technology, that's what's going to happen anyway. So AI is no different. All right, so if we look at something else, we're looking at institutional money flows. Now, this is one where I believe, I'm a firm believer, and we preach this on this channel all the time, where I believe the crypto market is going to see the greatest influence of financial institution inflows. Why do I say that? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me break it down for y'all. So when you look at financial institutions taking on crypto and looking at it as a respectable asset, a new asset class, digital assets, guys, they're throwing trillions and trillions of dollars, billions and billions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars to this new asset class. And I say new loosely because it has been around for about 15, 16 years, crypto that is, like I said. So they're getting involved. It's like this, guys. Institutions are what move the market. You and I, what we call retail investors, we don't have enough money to make the market move, guys. That's not something that we have. We're not sitting here with billions of dollars in our pocket saying, sticking our finger out there when we wake up saying, ooh, let's see where the wind blows. And that's where I'm gonna put my money. Most of us really, just normal people, we don't have millions and billions of dollars laying around to just invest. That's why financial institutional inflows of money into whatever market we're talking about is important. And what you're seeing time and time again is you're seeing these companies coming out saying that they support crypto. For instance, the main thing, the main supporter of all is the current administration. That's in contrast to the previous administration, where they were really making the bear case for crypto. They were looking at it like a huge risk, and it does have risk to it. Anything that has a massive reward has also a massive risk. That's why you have a massive reward, and which is why you can see massive gains overnight with crypto versus the stock market. But the new administration is pro-crypto, and that's the reason why they are having these different legislations and things of that nature to pass to help make it easier for you, the retail investor, to come on board to invest in crypto, as well as making it more cost favorable for financial institutions tax-wise to invest in the crypto market as well. Now, going back to this thing about the financial inflows from the financial institutions, that is what you want to see to have crypto to be widely adopted. Because if you are a day trader, in this channel, we talk about day trading as well, Forex and futures, and this is for you guys, you'll realize that you have different areas within the price ranges where you can see drastic price movements to the upside or downside. We call those supply and demand zone, guys. That's what we call those. And we're going to make another video about trading specific strategies and things of that nature. And that's why you need to subscribe to this video if you haven't done so already. But with that being said, that's where the institutions come in and they make their buys. They know they have all these sophisticated software suites and tools and things of that nature, and algorithms and AI tools that help them to determine the best place to buy and sell if they are day trading, guys. Yes, financial institutions, they make money off of your money. Surprise. But that's what goes on, guys. Now, If we move along and look at it, guys, we'll see that there can be an enormous amount of volatility when it comes to crypto versus stock market. You know, it is a good day when you see the stock market go up 1%, 2%, 0.5% in a year, return on your investment. You can see crypto go up 1% in an hour, guys, and that's not uncommon. And I'm talking about meme coins all the way down to the lower market cap, all the way up to Bitcoin. That is not uncommon, guys. That alone shows you the enormous potential that you can have by investing in crypto versus stocks, guys. That's what it shows you. Now, we started off this video talking about, is it really possible, guys? Does it even make sense to invest in crypto versus stocks? Because the million-dollar question is, can you get richer quicker invested in crypto versus stocks? And I think we made the case, guys. I think we have stuck a pin in that topic and made the case to show you why we on this channel continue to preach that crypto is the future, guys. Crypto is the way. So continue to invest to create generational wealth for you and your family. And don't listen to those naysayers, guys. If you invested in Bitcoin or were interested in investing in Bitcoin in 2009, and you were listening to those naysayers and you had the opportunity to invest at that point, and you did not choose to invest, and you look at it now, hindsight, 15, 16 years later, you probably feeling some kind of way, guys. You're probably feeling tight because you're saying to yourself, guys, there was an opportunity that I missed out on to change my family generational tree. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and we'll talk to y'all soon.